What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm gonna break down the biggest question I get: why is my product not working, right? And that's a very general and vague question. So I'm gonna give you two examples. One where we're trying to problem solve a product that hasn't taken off yet. And I've got Molly behind me here to help us. Hey, Molly. And I'm gonna show you an example of a product that has been running consistently. That's a dropshipping product that has been running consistently for almost a year now, okay? You're gonna see the night and day difference. So let's jump into my computer now. So I'm gonna try to use this fancy whiteboard software that is a free software that I literally just Googled. Let's hope it goes well. If not, I've got a backup plan. But I wanna basically break down the steps of reading data and also figuring out why your product is or is not working, okay? So you wanna look at it as a process, right? It's kind of like when you go to a store, you don't, unless you're ordering online, which is a whole process in itself, you're typically not going to just walk up to the store and the item will be waiting for you, right? So you have to go into the store, and then your experience in the store is gonna dictate how easily you find the product, if it's even there, right? And then once you find the product, if you actually still wanna buy it, because maybe the price turns you off, or there's bad customer service along the way, no one helps you, okay? Or maybe Molly isn't there to help you, right? So hey, what's up, Molly? So we want to look at it as everything in life really is a step-by-step process, especially when it comes to e-commerce and drop shipping and getting online sales, right? Rarely, every now and then, a product will work when you just throw it up, but I wouldn't want to bank on that. I would want to have complete control and ability to influence the process and the decision making, right? So let's just walk through it, okay? So first we have our ad. My digital handwriting is as bad as my regular handwriting. We will switch this over to typing, okay? After they see the ad, they're gonna click, okay? And then we're gonna have the actual product page. We'll call this VC, for viewed content. That's the first thing you're gonna see in the data, okay? This is basically someone looking at the page, all right? So now what comes after this? Then they're going to add, to the cart, or they're not, all right? Every one of these has a drop-off step, which goes into your retargeting, which we'll talk about in another video, okay? Now we're gonna have our initiate checkout, right? And then we're also gonna have our purchase. I'm actually not too bad at this. Well, nope, spoke too soon. There we go. Oops, I killed the whole thing. Let's try this. Voila. There we go. My beautiful purchase. Okay, so these are your steps, right? So for example, if you're paying $3 a click, you're gonna need to have a very high percentage of people that add this product to the cart, right? And then actually make the purchase if you wanna make money. If you're paying $10 a click, and then you're only getting 1 out of 10 people to add to the cart, then that's $100 just to get someone to add to the cart, and maybe half of those or a third of those make a purchase. That's gonna be $200 to $300 to make a purchase. So let me give you an example. So if you're selling something $15, $25, $35, $45, $50, what my targets are usually gonna be, it's gonna be 50-cent link. Let's try to do this with the text. There we go, 50-cent link clicks, right? And we want unique link clicks. I like that so much more. So why do we want this? Really simple, because we wanna be paying 50 cents at most, $1, whoops, I just went back to drawing, a click, right? Whoops, there we go, click, let's see. Okay, I promise I'll work on this, okay? So we wanna be paying 50 cents at most $1 a click, but you're only gonna wanna really be paying that $1 a click if a high percentage of the people that come to the page actually make the purchase, or if you're selling something that's $35, $45, $50, or your average order value is high enough, okay? So now they've landed on the page, right? Now we need a percentage of people that, let's say 1,000 people, let's just do this with writing. Let's say 1,000 people see the ad, and then we have, let's say 5% click-through rate, 5%. So 5% of the viewers actually click on the ad, and then that means we get 50 people to click, right? If I'm doing my math right on that. Okay, so now we've had, let's say maybe 45 people load the page, which you'll see in a second, right? That's actually a pretty good estimate. It's not usually that high consistently, okay? And then of those 45, maybe, let's say, I don't know, 15% of them go to actually added to the cart. So that would be, we'll make it a nice even 10%. So 4.5 to 5 people, we'll say 5 people add to the cart 10% of VC or visitors, right? So we had 10% of our people that came to our store actually added to the cart, okay? So that means we need to get these 5 people all the way to the point of purchase, okay? If we want to see an actual sale result, right? So now we're going to say, let's say 3 out of 5 initiate checkout. We'll say start checkout. Okay, and that would be what, 60%, right? And then out of these, usually like 20, maybe 30%, sometimes 40 or 50% will actually purchase out of the people that made it to the cart. Let's be generous here and say 2 out of 5 people. 2 out of 5 people. We'll say 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 from checkout made the purchase, right? So let's say our CPMs are, CPM equals, we'll say $10, right? So what's CPM? Cost to reach 1,000 people, okay? So in this example, we're talking about 1,000 people saw the ad. We're paying $10 based off of the algorithm and the data reported to paying $10 to reach 1,000 people, okay? And 5% of those 1,000 have clicked on the ad. Out of those 45 people that actually loaded the page, because 50 people, 5 of them dropped off, 5 of them, rounded it up to 5 people added to the cart. Out of those 5 people, 3 of them went forward to the checkout. Out of those 3, 2 of them actually made the purchase. Let's say we're selling this for $20 each sale, right? Equals $40 in total sales, right? So times 2 people equals $40 in sales. So we just spent $10 to make $40 in sales. If our product cost equals, let's say 25%, equals $30 in profit minus ad spend of $10 equals $20, right? And profit. That's not counting transaction fees and then your Shopify store and whatever else you have to pay for. That's a fixed cost, okay? Now, this is gonna result in cost per purchase of $5, right? Which is super low. So I always say you're gonna wanna aim to spend $10 to $20 to make a sale on average. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less if it's a strong product. And that can vary, right? So don't fall in love with that. Just like my target range, especially when I'm selling lower ticket items, things that sell for 15, 20 bucks. because I know products that are relatively inexpensive, I choose those knowing the person's probably gonna buy 2, 3, or 4 of them, okay? But just to recap on this, and we're gonna go into some real examples, so this can help you problem solve why you're not getting sales. Maybe Molly's store will start taking off too, right, Molly? So remember, we spent 10 bucks in ads, we're getting pretty low CPMs or cost to reach people, right? So we're paying about $10 CPM. Of that $10, we had 5% of the people click on the ad, which is pretty good. Of those 1,000 people that saw the ad, we have 5% click on the ad, which resulted in 50 people. Out of those 50 people, only 45 stuck around for the page to load. The other 5 dipped out or their internet timed out. Okay, out of those 45 people that came to the page, now we had 5 of them, almost 10%, actually added to the cart and go to the cart. Of those 5 people, 3 of them started to check out. Of those 3, 1 got busy watching cat videos, the other 2 actually made a purchase, okay? They only bought 1 unit, 20 bucks each, right? And that resulted in $40 in sales. So we spent 10, we made 40, right? If we spend 10 bucks divided by 2, the number of purchases, we had a $5 cost per purchase. And then we had to pay for our product cost, which is about 25%. That subtracts $10, leaving us $30 before we pay for our ads. You subtract the $10 we spend in ads, and voila, there we go. We have $20 in profit. Now, remember, you're gonna wanna aim target cost per purchase is going to always be, I recommend, just so you're conservatively estimating, you might get lower, but I wouldn't bank on it, no pun intended. $10 to $20 cost per purchase, especially as you scale, right? Even with lower ticket items. If you're selling something for like 100, 150 bucks, you could afford to typically spend $30, $40, $50 a purchase. Or maybe you're selling something that's like, I don't know, like this cute little, what's it say? Party animal weenie dog, just like Frank over there. So let's say you're selling these for, I don't know, 50 bucks a pop for some reason, and it costs you 10, you could spend $30 to make a sale with this awesome weenie dog mug, and you'll still have 10 bucks left over in your pocket, right? So it's 20% margin on that, okay? So that's what you want. This is like the concept. So when people say that their ads aren't working, or that their product isn't converting, or like what's wrong, this is how you read it. Because if this was easy, people, like there wouldn't be so many people trying and failing, right? So what I want you to realize is that you need to learn how to solve your own problems. This is just life in general, right? Like I train jujitsu, and jujitsu teaches you to be calm in bad positions and then put yourself in a good position. That's really, you're kind of working backwards with e-commerce to figure out where the breakdown is, right? If you're having 1,000 people see your ad and you're having a 1% click-through rate, and then you're getting similar numbers to this when it comes to the cart, the page, and the checkout purchase, you're probably going to be, depending what your CPMs are, what your cost to reach people on with ads is, you're probably still going to be paying too much to afford to make a purchase, right? It's going to cost you $50 to make a $20 sale, for example, or $30 to make a $20 sale. Okay, and we go a little bit deeper with this because there's other things that play into this with like optimization, how long you let your ads run, how you actually, what's your ad strategy behind it, okay? But just to show you 2 examples, so let's look at first an example of a product I've started recently testing, okay? Now, I first did a creative test and then we move into interests, and I'll actually show you the interests. We break even with this product at about 1.39, let's say 1.4 ROAS. So we're still at a little bit of a loss, but let's look at the funnel steps that we went through, right? So remember, my CPMs, I want to spend $5 to $10 CPMs. That's a great place, okay? Sometimes if this is a little bit high, like 15 to 20, it's not the end of the world as long as you have a really good click-through rate, because remember, the 2 go hand in hand, okay? So I could afford a high CPM if I have a high click-through rate. So I'm paying more to reach people, but if I have like 7 or 8% of the people clicking on the ad, that kind of offsets the higher cost I'm being charged, right? So this falls right where we want to be. About 50 cents is great, less than that's amazing. I'll spend up to $1 a click if it makes sense with the rest of the funnel, okay? So here we have 2.5% click-through rate all, 1.64% of the people that see this ad are clicking through, going to the page. I'm only paying 50 cents a click for something that I'm selling for $35, $40. Great, I'm happy, okay? Out of those 970 clicks, only 726 of them actually loaded the page, which I don't know off the top of my head, that might be almost 75%, 73%, something like that. So out of those 726 people, we had 682 or roughly 680 to 690 people not added to the cart. So we had a lot of people leave, right? So that's one place where there's a big drop off. So if I want to improve performance, then if I want to get more purchases, sometimes the answer isn't adjusting the price, or it could be, right? Maybe it's probably not the cart to purchase, okay? That's not terrible. About 13 out of 144 are actually like purchases divided by the carts, right? So just to show you this as an example, here's one area where we can improve. So the percentage of people that added to the cart, okay? Because we're paying about $11 just to get someone to add to the cart. So knowing only 1 out of 3 of those are going to actually make a purchase based on our data, we're going to triple this. So we're going to be paying about $33, $34 cost per purchase, and boom, there you go. $36 is what we're actually reporting. So where's the drop off, right? So where can we problem solve? The first place is the ad, okay? So the ad's doing great. We're getting 50-cent clicks. I'm happy. It's doing its job, all right? Once they get to the page, unless there's a big disconnect with what the ad's promising and what they see on the page, it's probably not it, knowing because I set this up, right? So something about the product page or the price point is turning them off. I'm not presenting it well enough. I'm not adding enough value. And we'll talk in another video about how to get products to convert when there's initial interest, which you see through the ads, right? Now, what you're gonna see here is of these 44 people that added to the cart, 25 of them made it to the checkout, which isn't bad, okay? I'd like to set a little bit higher if we can, but then only 13 out of 44 actually made the purchase. So it could be a pricing thing, it could be a value thing, right? So maybe we don't need to increase or decrease the price, maybe we need to bundle something in with it. So this is a fishing related product, maybe I need to add in some live bait. Obviously I couldn't do that, but you get the idea. Or maybe I need to give them like a buy one, get one free deal, right? So changing up the offer is a whole nother video in itself, which we'll do and you'll actually see soon. But really, this is an example of this product isn't doing bad, we just want to problem solve. So a lot of people will see this and they'll just bail, they'll get out, they'll say, oh, well, this product isn't working, dropshipping doesn't work, I'm quitting, right? So I just had someone that I've been helping for the past 6-7 weeks that literally just quit because they said all these other things are going on in their life. And maybe that was the case, but I guarantee you, if they were selling like a product like this, and they had worked their funnel and they got their cost per purchase down to like $10 with this, they'd be making time for e-commerce, okay? So once again, I'm happy it's not easy because that means it keeps people out that aren't serious about it, right? So let's look at our a product that has been running insanely consistent for months, right? So we spent a reported $136,000. Really, this has made us $405,000 reported, but really it's more than that. It's probably closer to $700,000 to $800,000 in the past, 10 months, 9 months. But that's because Shopify Facebook under reports, right? Now, here is the big difference. So the number is actually similar here. So if you remember, if we go back, CPM's $8, CPM's $9. It's actually more expensive, right? Cost per click is 49 cents. In our winning product, cost per click is 52 cents, okay? Click-through rate's pretty good here. Click-through rate's way better here, right? So, but still the cost per click is basically about the same, okay? Now I'm not gonna do the math on this, but you can see we're paying, this is a division of the amount spent divided by the number of people that added to the cart. We're paying $2.50 per at the cart, right? Here we're paying $10.76, almost $11, okay? Now this product is starting at $15. People buy 2 or 3 of them. This one's around $30 to $40, and it's just gonna be harder to be profitable if I don't get this down to like, I don't know, $5, or if I get the conversion from the cart to the purchase up somehow, okay? Now, once we're here, let's look at this. So 50% of the people that add this to the cart are actually making a purchase. That is insane, right? So not insane, it's just great. Okay, and you could see it's a 9-day difference. This one has given me almost $3 back, reported in Facebook, really 4 to 5 for every dollar we spend on ads, whereas this one has given me $1.13 back, not even enough to cover my product cost. So this is just two examples, right? One where things are really working and one where things are not working. You could see it just came down to the product page and what happened thereafter. We're paying 4 times as much to get someone to go from just looking at the product to actually adding it to the cart. Funny thing is they're running off the same theme, almost similar structure and copy. It just, the product, the value that this protrudes or shares to the person, whatever the right word is there, the value that is presented to the person looking at the page just doesn't match up with what we're asking for, right? Or something about the site might be turning them off, although the sites are almost equal. So this is just an example of how you can make something work, right? Because once in a while you will get lucky, you'll run a product and it will work right away and everything just fires and the world's an amazing place. But I would rather learn how to problem solve products like this, because that means I can make products sell, right? Versus being a victim to waiting for them to sell for me, okay? If they work, great. If not, they don't. No, I want to be able to give myself the best position to problem solve, just like anything in life, right? And course correct to put ourselves in a position where we can get a product to convert and sell, okay? So I'm gonna talk more about that in another video, but listen, if you haven't already, make sure to check out our free mini course where we walk you through A to Z, how to create a converting store, how to find products just like we do, and how to set them up for success, okay? And then our ads strategy that actually shows you what to do, okay? Go ahead and click the link you see with this video, probably somewhere in the description. It's gonna show you that all we need is for you to sign up right now. We're not gonna be having this mini course available for much longer, right? We launched a paid course and I don't wanna just have everyone join the mini course and not actually get the support they need. So we're gonna be taking it down soon. Make sure to check it out. Click the link in the description. I'll see you in the next video.